That ding. That's right, guys. That ding means that we're live.
I don't get a ding on my end. That's bullcrap.
Oh yeah, I've hacked Danica's channel because she's not going to be around tonight. Apparently,
She's still not responding. Hold on, and she's still not responding to messages. So surprise, Danica.
I hope she's okay.
yeah, I did it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all Dusty's fault. He was like, "Dude, do you want to do it?"
I was like, "No, I've been all afternoon. I've been like, Daul and I can handle it," and they're like, we don't trust you, whatever. No, they didn't say that, but.
By the way, I am Daul Dummerson, and I'm here with Dusty, Alabama Dusty, and we're going to be talking about some reselling tonight. We're not going to get overly specific. We're actually hoping that the other 2Ds get in here so that they can save the show, I guess.
I've been like, Daul and I. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a weird format on the other end. It doesn't show the watchers, whatever, but that's cool. Give it a thumbs up, guys.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. No, but some of the things that we've been talking about lately, some of the things that I've been thinking about, just with the other show and just like going around on YouTube, just like the kind of, I don't know, what have you been thinking about lately? I mean, me, it's been like, what do new people need? I've been getting all these questions. All right, like, what do I need to do to get started reselling on online, basically?
It's like, well, you mentioned earlier, what do I need to get started reselling on FBA? Honestly, I was doing been doing eBay for years before that, so I already had a $49 Brother laser printer from Staples. If you watch, Staples, Office Depot, whatever, they'll run laser printers really cheap. Laser printer is definitely the way to go. If you can get one for about $50, the toner cartridges are going to cost you, if you order them through Amazon and get like pre-manufactured or even eBay, they're run you $8 to $10. They're cheap. Cheap. Quit buying ink. Pay $2.99 for a ream of 500 sheets of paper and a toner cartridge that's $8, $10. It'll print 3,000 pages. Quit buying ink. So I already had all that stuff. Really the only thing when we switched over, of course I had a desktop computer. When we switched over and said, hey, we're going to go for merchant fulfilled, and I spent 2 months learning about FBA. I really honestly did. I spent 2 months watching videos. I watched Rob from Dollar Moves. I'll never forget. He was one of the first ones I watched. I watched all these other people.
Rob is back, by the way. He got his YouTube channel taken away and he got it reinstated. He's back online. So if you haven't, I got to give a shout out. All right. I'd give him. Dollar Moves is awesome. He's got a lot of great information. Go check out Dollar Moves, but go ahead.
I mean, he taught me a lot of what, got me encouraged to do it. And he walked through prepping and whatever. And, in hindsight, there really wasn't a whole lot of prepping because the stuff I was sending in didn't need to be prepped. It was like books and DVDs and, just your basic media type stuff. I went to the Amazon forums. I read a lot. There is actually a sub forum there that is nothing but FBA. Read all that stuff. I watched some of the Amazon help videos, which are pretty much BS, but they're trying to kind of redo a lot of that. They're more confusing than anything. But, I read the rules. I spent 2 months doing it. And then I finally got up the nerve to do it. And my wife was, one of her girlfriends was over here, and they were headed out to get something, go to the store. And I said, go to Staples or Office Depot, whatever, and buy me, I want a Dymo label writer 450 turbo. And they were $69.99. I just put it on the debit card, get me that, give me the roll of labels that comes with it, buy me 1 extra roll of labels, which are super expensive if you buy Dymo brand. And then I sat down and I had already downloaded Seller Engine and started kind of working with all that, trying to figure it out. And they brought the label printer home. I got it up and going, and I took off and did it. In hindsight, I created my first shipment. I tried to do like 350 items. I should have just done 10 items and closed it out.
Yeah.
And saw how the process worked. And I always try to tell people this. Even if you only do 1 item to FBA and it costs you $4 to mail it there using their UPS rates, who cares? It's a learning experience. It'll show you how the entire process works. then spend 2 days or 6 days, depending on which fulfillment center it's going to. Watch it get checked in, watch it go live, watch it hopefully sell. And then when you're comfortable, go back. Quit trying to bite off this big damn chunk and be all these other people. You know, don't try to do that. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, oh my gosh, they're sending 600 items at a time, and I thought I had to. But literally, all I bought was that Dymo. Oh, and I bought off Amazon Prime, 16, 18 bucks. It's a UPC barcode scanner. It's plug and play. You plug it into your USB drive. It recognizes it, and it just scans crap. That's it.
Yeah.
And I haven't added a lot more to my arsenal since then.
If I didn't type 100 words per minute, and it I can literally, I don't know, maybe it takes less time to plug in a scanner and then sit there and scan stuff than it does to type it in, but it's not much less time. So for me, if you've got a good 10 key, like if you can,
you're good with a 10 key, then absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're like dink, 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 you're gonna save some time on a scanner. Me, it's like, and I didn't make a mistake. I hit every number that I wanted to hit there. Just saying. But I mean, I've tried a scanner. I bought a cheap one with a USB, and I plugged it in, and I had issues. You know, it was like you have to go back and scan this barcode that came with the original packaging, and the barcode, like when I did it, it didn't do anything, and I was like, okay, I'm done. You know, it's so much easier just to do the 10 key for me. But I mean, you didn't have that problem at all? Like you didn't get like a little documentation sheet with your scanner that was like, yeah, you have to scan this or this or this or this, depending on what you're doing?
Something to like align it. It came with a plastic stand that I could screw down to a table. I ignored every bit of that. It was 18 bucks. I plugged it into the USB port, and anytime I'm on anything like the chat, right, you know, just scan. Well, it doesn't scan beer cans. You know, just scan. That was a shiny one. Doesn't scan old UPS labels from 3 years ago either. But literally, you just I didn't have a barcode. And you heard it beep. You heard it beep. It just muted me. Well, that beep. Yeah. And it just scanned that label, and it just puts it in whatever box wherever your cursor is. That's it. Like literally, and I probably could have got a cheaper model, but they were $17, $18. You know, if you've got Prime, it's there in 2 days. I had ordered all that ahead of time while I was doing all my searching and all that. And I didn't order shrink wrap. I didn't order whatever. I mean, I ordered some Reynolds wrap that was industrial grade, restaurant quality. I've still got it, believe it or not, 2.5 years later. It was so big that I still haven't used it all. But it was Reynolds wrap, 914M food service film. It's a little bit thicker because I had a couple of board games I was going to try, and I wasn't sure on wrapping some of the higher dollar books. And so instead of investing in a shrink wrap machine and a what the hell do you call them, those cutter thingies, you know, instead of doing all that, I just got some food service wrap. And I wrapped it neatly and tightly. My wife helped me, kind of like a birthday present, and taped down the corners of it so the plastic wrap wouldn't come up. And you just don't have to have all that stuff, you know? People try to make it too complicated, and it's very intimidating. I mean, I tried to make it too complicated. But you can do it. I mean, even if you don't have a Dymo, you can use a 30 up labels and do them in your regular printer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to upgrade because over a month or two's time, if you send enough stuff in, eventually it'll cost you more than what the printer would cost you. Do we have anybody in the audience besides Brian?
We got a couple people, but I'm going to go ahead and post up a link in a couple of the other groups just to see if we can get a few more people watching. Because, I mean, I know how...
oh, there it now says it. 5 watching. 5.
Yeah, 5 watchers. You know, I don't think that I've ever done a live episode of anything with only 5 watchers. This is a new record for me.
An impromptu
Yeah. But it's cool. I just posted up and we'll see how the resale wake up pops the stuff up. I mean, but yeah, anyway, I would say get a freaking Dymo if you're thinking about getting into FBA, because I mean, honestly, the amount of workload that it's taken off of me from printing out Avery labels on a laser printer, that's not something that you want to do. I mean, it takes up way too much time, not printing them out, but just looking for the items. You know, it's such a pain in the ass. But I do like my impulse sealer. I won't lie. It's nice to be able to just sit there and pull out a bag, throw something in a bag, seal it, you're done, slap a label on the outside, especially with like books and video games, you know, stuff that somebody might consider kind of collectible, or somebody that just doesn't want to get nasty, sticky goo left over from pulling a sticker off on their package when they're done. I mean, I feel like doing that is pretty good. I got a lot of free poly bags, so when those are gone, I'm probably gonna go ahead and switch over to.
And the impulse sealer is great, but you can get away without it if you just want to start out and get that first shipment or two in.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people think they have to have $300, $400, $500 worth of equipment. I mean, if you've already got a printer, I mean, even if it's an inkjet, I guess. I mean, you've already got a printer because you're already selling, hopefully, on either eBay or Amazon. You know, you technically could, I guess, just buy some 30-up labels, could you not? From like Office Depot or Staples, like a $10 box of them, and you could go. You'd be ready.
Absolutely. Well, I've still got the original box of 30-up labels that I bought off of eBay for like $10. I got like 1,000 labels. It's sheets. You know, I mean, you use like 2 or 3 sheets per shipment when you're doing 100-item shipments, which I feel like 100 items is pretty good for a normal person. You know, if you're doing heavy retail arbitrage, you know, if you're one of those guys that's like, oh, sweet, I found this item at Walmart for $5 and I can sell it for $15. Now I'm going to go to every Walmart within 100 miles and buy every single one I can. You know, and you've got your little list of 10 items that you do that with, and then you get home and you've got 1,000-item shipment for the weekend. But really, it's like 6 items. But you've got 30 of this and 80 of that and 90 of that, you know. I mean, I feel like there are a lot of those guys out there too, which that's awesome. I wish that I could make that happen, but just I haven't been able to. I mean, usually for me, it's like I'll go to Ross and I'll find a cool item. It's like, whoa, okay, cool. There's 2 of these on the shelf. It's, you know, $12.50 and I can sell it for $30. Awesome. I'll make a good profit. Go to the next Ross on the way home, and hey, there's 3 more. Sweet. That's cool. And then, you know, I found 5 of them already. Go to the Ross that's a little bit past my house, you know. Let's go see if there's any more there. Oh, hey, there's 2 more. You know, that's retail arbitrage for me. You know, when I find that one item that's like on the shelf and you can find it in every store you go into, you know that every store has something. I've had okay luck with that. But then I go into a thrift store and it's like, oh, wow, I just found a 300-disc Sony CD changer with the remote taped to the side that sells for $300 on Amazon. And it's $9.99. You know, what are you drawn to when that's like what you're dealing with? You know, I mean, for me, I don't know. I just keep getting drawn back to the thrift stores.
You know, I was talking to somebody about it today. God, I hate to take that offer. I was talking to somebody about it today. You know, it's just, I'm not I did take the offer though. I'm not anti-retail arbitrage, but it's just so much better money. It's so much easier money. You know, we were talking about our eBay figures for the month and our Amazon and all that. And I said, you know, my Amazon's dead right now because I haven't fed the beast.
Yeah.
And if you have a limited amount of income, I mean, that item I just sold, it was a flatbed scanner that I talked about on one of the shows. I think it was Picker's Church on Sunday. I got it at a yard sale for $1. I just sold it for $60 with free shipping. I mean, it should have brought 70, 80, or 100. if I wanted to wait it out. But even after I ship it, even if it costs me $20 to ship it, which it won't, I just turned $1 into 40, and it's going to be immediate in my PayPal account on my PayPal card. That's money I can pay a bill with. That's money I can go pull out of the ATM. That's money I can go buy beer with. That's, I mean, whatever. It's super quick money.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I did, everybody's like, a lot of people would be like, hey, you should send that into FBA. Nothing wrong with sending it into FBA. If I just shipped it out when I bought it on Saturday, shipped it out, today's what, Monday? Shipped it out today, chances are it would have gone to the fulfillment center on Thursday. It would have sat around. It wouldn't get checked until next Monday. And then if it did sell, I'm lucky enough to have an older account where I actually get daily disbursements, but it's still like, if you're not on one of those, then you're 2 weeks till your next disbursement possibly.
Oh yeah, especially if you send it in today.
But even with me on daily disbursements, it still takes 3 business days to hit my bank. So you're looking at, like, I mean, when you do add the whole entire total time, you're looking at 10 days to get your money. Or I can take a lesser offer on my PayPal, immediate, quick cash. I mean, that's a tank of gas for my car.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than a tank of gas. It's almost 13 gallons. But it's just, I'd rather have the quick flip. Or I can take that $40 or $50, whatever I make after all it's said and done. I can take that and I can go buy 30 more dollar items that I can. I mean, I'm never gonna find ones quite that good, but you know what I mean. I just sold something else.
Listen to this guy. He's been listing so much on eBay, and that's why he's on his eBay kick right now, because he's like, oh, I like Amazon. It's okay. Yeah, I can get my disbursements, but I'm selling like $10,000 a month of this server equipment that I got for $300.
I mean, it is. I've sold. I mean, here we go. We got. Hold on, my eBay.
All right, Dusty, you're a little biased. Just admit it. You're a little biased because
I love it. But the thing is, I've always been the biggest. Oh, Amazon FBA. But I watched so many new people get into it. Yeah. I mean, I've sold $478 worth of stuff in the last 24 hours. I've sold $2,129 worth of stuff in the last 7 days. I sold $8,090. Sorry, in the last 30 days on eBay. Since I switched all my concentration from Amazon, I'm just, the stuff that's there, I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to keep feeding it when I come across a wholesale deal, if I can afford to tie the money up for a while. But in the meantime, it's quick and easy money on eBay. It really is. I mean, they're both good. It just depends on your financial situation. It really does.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm in a situation right now where, I sold my house and I've got quite a bit of money in the bank right now, so I can kind of sit back on my laurels, I guess, and just keep feeding the Amazon beast.
They totally do Amazon. I mean, that's it flip flops with me depending on my financial situation.
And after
really tight.
Here's my okay. Can I give you in 2 months of you making 10 or 20 grand a month on eBay? You're going to turn around and come back and be like, you know what? I like eBay, but it's so much work to do this and that. And it's not that big a deal to wait for your Amazon distribution. And it's so easy just to sit everything. Yeah.
I got to respond to Ronnie Hart.
Ronnie. Well, you don't respond to Ronnie. That's the trick of dealing with Ronnie. You just ignore him and make him come on the show with you.
Tristan and I talked about it. My wife and I talked about it tonight, and she's like, we've always done so well with our, keeping connections with our people that do storage unit, buying stuff from them, our junk stores, our true junk stores. When she goes, when you stop and look at it, she goes, Amazon has been good to us. She said it was definitely good last fourth quarter. She said, but it was a shitload of work. She goes, but at the same, she goes, eBay's our bread and butter. We can't deny that. I could be down, and I've done this, and I've told this stupid story from like 5 years ago when we worked for a guy and he bounced, $2,500 worth of checks or whatever, all my expense checks and 2 paychecks, and she worked for the same company, and everything hit the bank at one time. We went and pulled out our last $200, and I said, we're going back to eBay. I mean, I know how to take $200 and turn it into 1,000 I mean, is it a little more work, listing, taking pictures, whatever? Yeah, but if I'd taken that $200, if I was doing FBA at the time, which I wasn't, if I'd have taken that $200 and flipped it into FBA stuff, my landlord would have kicked me out. My power would have got shut off. You know, the car would have probably not got repossessed, but I've been behind on the car payment, paid late fees, and
5 years ago. He's talking 5 years. He confused years with months.
Did I say 5 months ago? I said five. I'm at 5 years. Sorry. Did I really say 5 months?
No, you said 5 years ago. I was just messing with you.
But
I mean, that's the thing, man. I mean, eBay is quick cash and it's easy money. And when you're good at it,
cash cow.
You can, if you're good, I can walk into a thrift store anytime. And it's like, yep. Well, like today, I passed on some jackets and I found this like Loro Piana. It was a really crappy brand. It smelled like smoke. I didn't want to deal with it, but it was a cashmere wool blend blazer that I knew I could have sold for $60. It was $4.99. I was like, and then I saw a little, like, it wasn't a hole, but it was a wear in the cashmere on the sleeve. I was like, $40 or $50, I could get that easily, and I'm sure somebody would be happy, but I'm not even going to deal with that. I'm going to go over here and scan all this crap in the corner that's like, oh, this is $3.99. Oh, it's $12 on Amazon. Sweet. This is $5. Oh, it's $30 on Amazon. Sweet. And I'm not only going out for things on Amazon. I'm looking for things for eBay as well. I mean, I can look at an item and it's like, oh, well, I can't, like if I see a stereo or something, like a home theater receiver that it's not even listed on Amazon, but I know how much it's worth. It's $10 at the thrift store, I can look at it and tell just by the connections and by the weight and everything that it's probably a $200 receiver minimum, probably way more than that when it was new. But, put it on eBay, I'll get $50-$60 for it easy. It's $50. I know when I can just grab it and make something on it. But
it's
go ahead.
Just, I see so many new people getting into it. And they all think they have to go to the Weigh and Pay, or they all think they have to go to the Goodwill or the Salvation Army. I'm telling you, I don't give a shit what town you live in the United States. I don't care if you live in the middle of Idaho. Sorry, Gilman's, bad example. But like Wyoming, I don't know if I know anybody who lives in Wyoming. The middle of Wyoming, somewhere around you have a junk store that's not a chain thrift store. And nothing wrong with the chain thrift stores. Nothing wrong with pawn shops are good. A lot of people don't hit up pawn shops like you do. Hit the shit other than Goodwill and Salvation Army. There's other stuff out there. If you look in your local paper, there's going to be storage unit auctions. Who are those people that are buying those storage units? Find them. Go to the auction. Talk to people. Rub elbows with people. Figure out who those people are, where their stores are. Maybe they're doing it from their home. They most likely, I found, you've got about 90% of them, at least here, don't do eBay and Amazon, don't look stuff up. They just want to sell the furniture, the mattresses, the big stuff. That's where their bread and butter is. My bread and butter is in the little stuff, so I find those people, I make connections with them, I buy that kind of crap. I don't even go in chain thrift stores anymore. I mean, there's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's all you feel like all you have, but I'm telling you, if you look hard enough, that's not all you have.
Hey, Dusty, that's not all I have around here. That's all I have to do. I mean, that's how good they are around here, okay? So it just depends on your situation.
Yeah, but some people stand like my thrift stores suck. Like yours are good, and you can walk in and find money. Mine suck. Salvation Army is 10 times the price. Our Goodwill has nothing that was actually donated. It's all Target. Like 90% of the store is all Target clearance merchandise, which is great because I find a few Amazon things here and there, but it's not worth my time going through. Yeah. So I don't even go to my chain stores anymore because they look everything up. Yours is obviously different, so that works for you. And I think there's all those people out there that go, oh my gosh, they're doing this. This is what I need to do. Well, if that's not working for you in your town, quit doing it and go to option number 2. You know?
Okay. And more importantly, don't wait until you're about to lose your house, lose your family, lose if your electricity bill is due tomorrow and your cable bill is due tomorrow and blah blah blah. Now is not the time to start getting into this. Okay, I mean you gotta kind of look to the future a little bit and be like, all right, what am I gonna do? I just got fired. I might need to start looking for a job right now. Whatever. Yeah, look for your job, but you can pick this up on the side if you've got a couple of months as a buffer. But if tomorrow is D-Day, then
if tomorrow's D-Day, your ass needs to be on Craigslist, and your ass needs to be
selling everything you own.
Everything, like Dave Ramsey says, sell everything that's not nailed down.
That computer that you're watching the show on right now, it's got to be worth a couple bucks.
And one of my wisest friends always said, we were talking about cars. He flipped cars for a living. I buy them from him. He's like, you know what? They made more.
Yeah, that's my philosophy. If I have to, one of the reasons why I can walk into a pawn shop and be like, hey, what's up, guys? And hey, what do you want for this stuff? And get a good deal on something is because every once in a while I'll bring them a good deal. I'll go to a Goodwill and it's like, wow, this is a $300 receiver. It's $10. I can get 60 for it in 5 minutes if I just drive over here. And then I sell it to them. They're happy. They remember me, and when you have that relationship, then when I walk in there, it's like, look, dude, I'm in trouble right now. I mean, I really need some money. Please help me out. I will have the money for you, and then you could get half of what, if you've got a $300 receiver now, you get $150, $200 for it because they know that you're going to come back and pay them back for it, It's like that you're going to come and pick it up. But, I mean, it's not something I make a habit of, and I don't remember the last time I actually pawned something, actually. It's been several years. But, I mean, like 2 years. But, I mean, if you got it helps build that relationship where, it's like when you do walk in there and you got $1,000 in your pocket and you can buy whatever, then it's like, oh, now you want to pay $20 for as many Xbox 360s and PS3s as they'll hand you, then they'll just start putting them on the table. It's like, this one's a few months old, this one's a few months old, and they'll actually go through and help you out. But
it's just, I don't know. It's just, I see so many people, and I'm going to go back to it again. I see so many people that feel like they need to follow my advice or your advice or the people they see the most, and they go, oh my gosh, that's what's working for him. I mean, my business model here, like I said, I avoid the chain thrift stores. I rarely hit yard sales. I avoid any estate sales that are run by big companies because I know which ones look things up. Although I did make an error about 5-6 months ago, and one that I thought looked everything up, missed a ton of stuff, and I made a ton of money. I know which little stores to go to, which little mom and pop junk stores out in the middle of nowhere that don't advertise in the yellow pages. You're not going to find them on Google. You're not going to find their phone number because they operate off cell phones. They are just pure up shit stores. I mean, that's the only way. And they're great people, but they're junk stores. They don't do advertising. They don't, you're only going to find them by getting out in the networking and getting out and getting off the beaten path in the wrong, what you're going to feel like is the wrong neighborhood. That's what works for me. That might not work for Paul. That might not work for Delmar, that apparently, I'm sorry, Delmar, that I offended because he actually lives in Idaho. It's just, when you live in the Southeast, you think like the farthest place away, which, and I'm like all those states up there that I can't remember their names, like North Dakota, South Dakota, Idaho, Wyoming. I probably got all that wrong with my hand, but Washington, no, seriously, that's states I've never been to, so I just make shit up. Sorry, Delmar. But it's just that may not work for him. That may be he may be out in the middle of nowhere, and there are no Goodwills, there are no mom, whatever. It may be totally. There are no chain thrift stores. There are no yard sales. maybe all he has is the few little junk stores he found or some liquidations. I mean, I can just guarantee you that any city in the United States that's got a population of over about 20,000 people, I might take that offer. Over about 20,000 people, you know, they're going to have some kind of junk store. You just got to find it. And I've said this before on a show. Go to the local police department and just find a cop. Don't ask the lady behind the desk. She doesn't know crap. Find a cop and be like, hey, you know, where's the junk stores in this town? I buy and resell stuff. I'm not looking for pawn shops. I just want true junk stores. Pull over on if you see them sitting in a parking lot eating donuts, car by car. I've done that before. I just pull over and say, hey guys, you know, kind of put your hands up so I don't think you have a gun. I hate to interrupt you, but can you tell me where like the good junk stores? I resell stuff. I'm looking for the people that have all the crap out front. You know, that there's always a mess. You're always having to give them a violation or whatever. And they'll tell you. They'll totally tell you.
That is.
I mean, they will because it's on their beat and they know where those people are.
That's such a good piece of advice, actually, because they're like, screw those guys. Wait, you want to buy some of that crap out of that dude's driveway? Yeah, I'll tell you exactly where it is.
This douchebag lowballed me earlier, and I countered, and then he countered a little higher with another lowball, and I declined it. And now he's decided to come back and make an offer of my original counter offer. You know, and in all honesty, I should have declined that one just based on principle. Anyhow, it's some trash can lids that are behind me on a shelf, and I need to get rid of them. And they're all going to Florida, so the weight's going to be nothing.
You put trash can lids on eBay?
No, they were. Hell, I'll show them to you. They were from a guy. They're brand new, and they were on my front porch in the donate pile to go to a thrift store. And it was from a guy that I bought a bunch of crap from. But they're for Brute Rubbermaid. And they're for like a certain model, like 35 gallon. They're the big ass. I mean, you see how big they are. They're like the 35-gallon plastic cans.
How much did you pay? How much did you pay?
I think I paid $1 a piece. It was in a lot deal from a buddy of mine.
And what did you?
I sold them for $25, free shipping. But they're only going to Orlando. And so I've already looked it up. Worst case, they're like 5 pounds. It's going to cost me $10, whatever.
Lucky you. If I would have done the same thing and I would have sold them to Orlando, it would be like $30 freaking just to send them.
But well, I mean, that's the thing. You know, when I take an offer,
the dice sometimes, man. That's one of the things about like location-based priority shipping. If you're selling at priority, man, you're rolling the dice. And I do. I'm a little bit of a gambler. You know, I mean, if I have an item, you know, it's like, I don't know. I've got, you know, like if I want to sell this camera, this thing weighs a ton, you know, and it's not selling for crap. I want to put free shipping on it. So I'll sell it for like $20 with free shipping. And I can fit this in a regional A box with really good packaging. But if it goes to Arizona, it'll be like $5.
Right.
If it goes to Florida, it'll be $9.
If it goes to Ronnie Hart, it'll be $12.
Yes. And he'll buy it just to be a dick.
But that's why, and here's another thing I wanted to talk about tonight. You know, that's why I like, you know, we're talking about like listing, you and I were talking about what are we going to talk about? And we were like, I don't know, beer and pool or whatever. But, you know, it was like, whatever pisses Devin Danik off. Right. You know, it was like, no, but it was like.
By the way, just we're in deep shit.
Bill has not responded.
I know. I've been sitting there. I've been sending her messages like.
Have you been sending Facebook or text?
Facebook. I don't have her number.
Hold on, I think I did because my wife had it, and I think she gave it to me.
Dusty.
Dan Ika Bailey.
Wow, really?
Hey, just FYI, Daul and I are live.
On your channel.
Are live on your channel.
She's gonna love us.
Yeah, whatever. Should be fine.
Yeah, it should be.
So But one of the things we talk about strategies and all that. The reason my phone, and it did on Pickers Church on Sunday, I sold 11 items Sunday from about noon or about 1 o'clock through about midnight or whatever. My phone just cha-ching, like every 20, 30 minutes or whatever. I've been listing, which I haven't done for 2 weeks. I swear, and y'all can call me crazy, I have my own theories on Cassini. I could do a whole show on what eBay likes and what they give preference to. It likes you to respond. This is my opinion, so not the Bible, but it likes you to respond to offers. It likes to see that you at least printed your shipping label or shipped quickly, and which that makes sense. eBay wants to know that you're able to keep up with the volume you have.
Yeah.
I do 1 day handling. I do 1 day handling on I do everything buy it now with best offer. Let's just put it that way. I do 1 day handling time and I do free shipping. And I'll tell you why. You get a little logo next to your listing that says fast and free if you do that. And eBay's own page states your sales have been shown to increase by 11% if you have the fast and free logo. Just roll the freaking, I hear all these people, well, what if I get a return? And if it's, if I have free shipping, whatever, bull crap. Then don't sell stuff that you're going to get returns on. If you're selling clothing, then I agree. You might need to.
Dude, I've done a lot of clothes, and I've done a lot of clothes with free shipping. And the amount of returns that I get, when I buy clothes, I'll buy, a Ralph Lauren polo for $1, $2. I think this thing, Ralph Lauren polo t-shirt, see the little, that's real. That's real. It's not fake. Shut up, Dusty. It's $1. I paid $1 for it. I could get $5 or $6 for it. I'm sure maybe 10 or 15. I don't know, but
oh, that's awesome. He paid too. Thank you. Oh, it's a she. My bad. Thank you, Constance in Orlando. It's just I do everything. Everybody goes, oh, I do good till canceled, or I do 30-day listings. Okay, well, let's stop and think about it. Back in the old days before Cassini, eBay used to when you did best match or whatever, they had a thing called going, gone, and it would show things that were going, gone, that were ending soonest. Cassini likes, once again, my opinion, but it works for me and it's worked for years since Cassini came around. It likes stuff that is just listed. It likes stuff that is ending soon. So if you do a 30-day auction, let's say, if you can see my hands here, let's say that it likes the first 2 or 3 days, it likes the last 2 or 3 days. On a 30-day, it's not going to like the other 24 days in between. Right. Your listing's going to fall to So I do 7-day listings, and so I know I'm going to get preference over here for 2 days. I know I'm going to get preference over here for 2 days. Then that leaves me with 4 away from 7 is 3 days. That's going to leave me with 3 days in the middle of those 7 days that Cassini doesn't like me as much. So what I do during those 3 days, I run a sale. I don't care if it's 2% off, 5% off, 10% off. If you're buying your stuff right, even 20% off is not really going to hurt your bottom line. You're still going to make money. So I get preference from Cassini here, run a sale in the middle, which bumps my sales, bumps my ranking, and then I get this over here. There's lots of different variables. I really just need to do a video sometime on my theories on Cassini and what's working for me. All I'm going to say is that I've sold a crap load full of stuff. It likes to see activity. It likes to see that you're listing new inventory. I've listed several items, and whereas I haven't for the last 2 weeks because I've been gone, I've listed several items in the last 48 hours. My sales have been off the charts. They've been great. They haven't necessarily been big items. I've got a lot of smalls I sell, but I've had a lot of sales.
Well, you know what? When you sell 20 items for $10 a piece, do the math.
I went to Walmart tonight, and I pulled all my money off PayPal yesterday through the ATM. My rent was due. My rent, I'm not going to lie, my rent's $800 a month, and all that came off PayPal in the last 5 days. I could pull out $400 a day per debit card. I have 3 debit cards. I pulled that all out. It all got paid with PayPal. None of it was, I didn't even touch my checking. I went to Walmart today with my wife. We spent $68 on groceries. I had enough in PayPal that I spent $68 when it said, do you want cash back? I said, yes, I want cash back. I pulled out right here in my wallet, 20, 40, 60, 81. I had $1 left over. Don't ask me why. I pulled out $100 cash. You know, so to me, I mean, that's not in any way or shape or form said to brag, but it's said to say that, you know, something's working. I'm making cash. I'm not having to touch my checking. I now have $100 that if I want to go to a junk store tomorrow, if I want to go to wherever, I've got $100 that I can spend that didn't come out of my checking account. It came out of my PayPal proceeds.
Just to say, when you have $100 in your hand, they're much more likely to give you a good deal than if you pull out a debit card and be like, yeah, let's do this. You know, they like cash. Most of the junk store, even pawn shops. I mean, I've had the experience with like mom and pop pawn shops, especially. Man, when you've got cash, they're like, you know what? Maybe I don't want $200. Maybe I will just take 60.
And I've already got $64.74 back in PayPal already, and that was this afternoon when we went to Walmart. Yeah. And my wife apparently ordered Amazon Video on Demand for $3.99, and a UPS charge came through, and working capital sucked out. PayPal working capital sucked out $38. So my point is, I've made another $100. Well, there you go. There's a Walmart transaction. I've already made another $100 or so, and it's because I'm constantly listing, constantly. I mean, don't let offers sit. If somebody makes you an offer, I mean, have it set up on your phone with your notifications from the eBay app to where, I mean, I think eBay and Cassini likes that. It wants to see that you're the seller that's on top of shit. You know, that you're really, really, really paying attention. I don't know. Call me crazy. And there's people out there that would argue with it. Ronnie and I argued about it earlier today, but you know what? It works for me.
You know what? Me personally, I feel like Cassini just wants to act like a boss, like your boss, like you're going and punching the clock and you're working and you're doing your job. And when you're done, they stop giving you love. While you're working, while you're giving them your love, they are giving it back. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like that a little bit, but I took the beer bottles off my desk. Yeah.
And that Anissa, I just want you to know, and it was Paul.
It was totally my fault. I had two bottles sitting right there, right next to each other. And like, ding, ding,
it's funny you mentioned that because in the chat in here that y'all can't see, I was like, dude, every time your beer bottles are rattling, you kick the table.
This is the most unstable desk ever. Look, guys, it's a 311. No, it's a 5.5.
So, you know, it's just, I don't know. I mean, you know, everybody always goes, are you more Amazon? Are you more eBay? You know, I follow the money. I mean, don't let yourself get freaking tied down to, I mean, even with Paul and doing pawn shop. Oh, you're talking about cash. Let me back up on that real quick. You know, and I don't know if it's the same terminology in the South because we're a little bit redneck as it is in Colorado. But I even taught my daughter to do this, you know, to walk in. And when you are negotiating with somebody, whether it be a store, I mean, it doesn't really work at yard sales, but whether it be a store or a pawn shop, when you say cash out the door, that means, like if I offer somebody $100 for something, I say cash out the door and sales tax is 8%, then that means that I'm going to give you $100. I don't care if you turn it into the IRS, that's between you and the IRS, but ultimately your books should probably show $93 and change plus 8% tax on that, which would equal $100. It's up to them how they want to figure it out. But when you say out the door, that means total price out the door.
I learned that from motorcycles. Just dealing with motorcycle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was the big thing about, like, one of the big problems with dealing with motorcycle dealerships. Way worse than car dealerships. Car dealerships, they give you the price plus the tax, and it's a crappy price after the tax is built in. But like a motorcycle dealership will sell you a bike for like $3 or $4 grand, and then they'll put in $600 there and $400 there and $200 there.
We have dock fees, and and I've told car dealers dealing with car dealers before. I'm like, you can take the dock fees and you can shove them up your ass, because you and I both know dock fees are bullshit.
Yeah, like, you just tell them out the door. What's
out the door?
What's the price out the door? I want this bike. Let me buy it from you. How much? Out the door. How much? And you know, when you learn to deal like that, that's kind of like the first time that I kind of started to understand exactly what you're talking about. You know, just beating all the fees and the taxes and all the bull crap. You know, when you say, I want to buy it what's the out the door price? Then they're going to give you their bottom price. You know, it's like, you give me this much, I'll give you what you want to buy.
I'm trying to go to the chat. Terry said that's a 20 rolled in loads of ones. No, I mean that's the actual amount. I could pull the Walmart receipt out, but I know you're kidding, Terry. No, but I did. I always have my PayPal app open when I get the cash register somewhere like Walmart, where I know they don't charge to get cash back, so I don't have to pay ATM fees. You know, and people ask me, they're like, you're crazy for taking money out of the ATM with your PayPal card, because they're going to charge you $1.50, and then whatever the ATM charges, which is usually, I can go to Raceway gas stations around here, they charge like $2. So yeah, it cost me $3.50. Cost me $3.50 to take out $400.
And then I take that $400 and I buy $2,000 worth of stuff.
That's the thing. Or I can wait until to sweep that out to my bank account from PayPal, and I can wait 5 days for it to hit. And you know, I've already got money in my bank account.
Then the garage sale's over, and those people have given the stuff away to Goodwill. And now
with me, it's more of a mental thing. If I don't pull it out of I've got my PayPal card. Here you go. I've got my other PayPal card. My wife actually has the third one.
Don't worry, dude. Your camera's way too blurry for anybody to be able to read that crap.
And then I've got my, let me cover up the numbers here. I've got my credit union card right there. That's my checking account. And then I've got some miscellaneous bullshit, and I hope they're listening. Screw you, Capital One. But I've got some Capital One actual credit cards, which are more for like rebuilding credit from years ago. I mean, we've been on the cash basis for the last several years. I mean, I found that, you know, people are like, oh, you need credit, oh, you need that. We made some mistakes several times in our 19 years of marriage, and we're recovering from one, and those are kind of recovery credit cards to rebuild credit. But you know, all these people that say you need credit, it's bullshit. No, you don't need credit. You can buy a car. You can buy a car without credit if you don't have to have a 2017 Honda Accord, or whatever year we're in, 2016, whatever the next model is that's already out.
And you don't need cash.
If you don't mind, we drive a 2007 Volkswagen Jetta. No, it's not a diesel. I wish to God it was, because those are like kick ass and go 500,000 miles. We bought it with 110,000 miles. It has 139,000 miles. We paid $4,500 cash for it, which we actually borrowed the money from my father-in-law and paid him back, just because we needed it kind of quick in a hurry, and he could get it to us real quick. Bought it from my landlord. It was a one owner. It's been a great car. We've had it for, what is that, a year and a half, 2 years. We put whatever that is, 30,000 miles on it. Have not done a damn thing to it other than change the oil. And I put new tires on it at Walmart. It cost $300. I'm gonna give my whole life story. It cost $300 at Walmart for 4 brand new tires. It was $310 total, mounted, balanced, everything, because I didn't buy the latest, greatest water tread, aqua tread, Michelin. I bought the Cooper, whatever the hell. Don't really give a crap, because the ones that were on it were going bald. You know, I don't know. You can do a lot. You don't have to have. We just live in a freaking society, dude, that is so overwhelmed with gotta have the latest, greatest,
yeah,
whatever. You know, I'm renting a house for $800 a month. It's in an area that this house, even though it needs a lot of remodeling, it's a historic house. It's in an area on a mountain that literally this house is probably worth $300,000, even as it sits, just solely because of the land alone. But we got it for $800 a month because we're friends with the guy and he knew us and he's a good friend.
Shut up. Stop talking about how much it's worth because he might watch this video and be like, wait,
I know.
It might be worth 300 grand. What? What
Dude,
the hell am I doing written into this guy?
he's so awesome. You know, like today's the third of the month, and I text him, and he actually lives in the house behind us. And oh, here you go. Here's my rent check. So there you go. You didn't get that one quick enough because my camera's. I went and got a bank check today. I usually pay him in cash, and he's like, "Do you need a receipt?" And I'm like, "Do you know I paid you?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "If I ever moved and need a letter of credit, would you give it to me?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "No, I don't need a receipt. I don't give a shit what you do with it. Like, here's $800."
I mean, if you're dealing with some shady dude that might take your $800 and be like, "Yeah, thanks," and then turn it around and be like, "You didn't pay me." Yeah, obviously you need some kind of receipt, but
he's an awesome guy, and usually when it's around the first of the month, he actually gives us a $20 discount if you pay before the first. I mean, usually I'll just be like, "Hey, man, I got some beer," because he lives right behind us. His wife doesn't drink. And I'm like, "Hey, man, I got some beer," but he does drink. And he's like, "I got some beer. You want to come over and get some?" And I'll send him like, you know, a picture of the cash with my phone, text it to him or whatever. I'm like, on my way. And we'll just sit on my front porch. We'll sit on my front porch. You know, he helped us put up a ceiling fan in the kitchen. You know, it was the kitchen's one of the areas of the house that was remodeled. House was built in the 20s. All this right here you see was remodeled right before we moved in. So it's all like brand new electrical, insulation, sheetrock, all that. But
so
you know, the house was remodeled in probably the 60s, and the fluorescent fixture went out. And I always try. And the other thing is, you know, be a good tenant. Be a good, you know, this goes to reselling too. But you know, be a good friend. Be a good, like you're talking about with your pawn shops and stuff. Be that guy that they look forward to you walking in the door or calling.
Right.
But the fluorescent fixture went out in the kitchen. So I got up on a step stool and pulled the little plastic panel thing down. It was, like I said, it was remodeled in the 60s. And I took a picture of the ballast and I'm like, "Bob, dude, they don't make this ballast anymore. They quit making them. They're unsafe, whatever. I can get a whole new fixture." I went down the street to Lowe's. I was like, brand new fixture, $99 to $129. Or I can get a ceiling fan because the air circulation is not great in the kitchen. It gets real hot in the summertime when you cook. And I was like, or I can get a ceiling fan that has 4 bulbs, whatever, $79. He's like, "Get the one for $79, take it off your rent, and get a few beers, and I'll see you on Tuesday night." And I mean, he's just awesome. And it's that kind of relationship. You know, our lease ended a year and a half ago, but we're just on a month to month, and it's like a common understanding. It's kind of like with the junk business, the same thing. If you respect those people when they call you, like my guys that call me, and you know, even if they text me and say, "Hey man, I just got in a load of whatever." I mean, I've been where I was like deathly ill. Don't ignore it. At least text back and go, "Hey, I'm so sick. Can you send me some pictures of what you got? Can you hold it for me? Can you whatever?" It's all about relationships. It really is. Yeah. Relationships and cash, and you can do anything in this world. Yeah. Because in all honesty, that's what our parents did up until the 1960s, 70s. They didn't have credit. They didn't have credit scores. They didn't have credit cards as much. They didn't have checks that they used as much. Everything was about relationships and cash. And that shit still exists, especially in the junk business. It
exists in every business, man. You know, the guys at the top of the heap, the ones that are making $10 million a year, $100 million, $1 billion a year, cash is king. It doesn't matter. You know, I mean, they're leveraging stuff, and, you know, they can go and get loans or at will, basically. You know, they can get credit, issue credit, all that stuff. But, I mean, they can also pay for whatever they want just by writing a check. You know, so I mean, I feel like cash is king. You know, it still is. It always has, man. You know, if you got enough of it, you can buy whatever you want.
And there's nothing wrong with credit, but I know personally, I know of several resellers that, and these are friends of mine that have had credit cards that had no limits. And, you know, so as a result, they got into buying wholesale items with low profit margins and flipping them on FBA. And I hope to God they're not watching, but got into flipping. I'm not going to mention my name. Got into flipping that stuff on FBA and go, well, yeah, I'm only making 10%, but you know, I also sold one of them was like over $1.5 million worth last year, and I was like, dude, that's like $150,000. You know, $150,000 profit plus all your time, plus you have to have employees to process that much stuff. And I'm like, I could make that with just myself and my wife, with our sales being, you know, I could take $300,000 and I could show $150,000 profit if I really wanted to by selling junk. It requires a little more work. It requires a little more whatever, but the profit margin is much greater.
Doesn't actually, well, yeah, and it requires a lot less credit. It's all cash.
And one in particular, I know that's a friend of mine, you know, that things got tight and things caught up. And then eventually it was like, oh shit, robbing Peter to pay Paul. And then you can't rob Peter to pay Paul. And then all of a sudden it was like, this person, I talked to this person, it was like, I'm in trouble and we're looking at the big BK. And I'm like, seriously? I thought you were doing good. You know, I would rather than juggling credit cards and doing all that crap and depending on cashback rewards and all that shit, I'd rather pay cash. You know, all this shit in my office. Here you go. Here's your little tour of my office. All this shit in my office and in my floor and on these tables and back in that closet, and you can't see my living room and dining room or the garage or the basement or all that. All of it's paid for. You know,
I own every piece of inventory.
100%.
Everything. The only thing that I have to worry about is rent on my storage unit, my office, my food. You know, I mean,
beer.
That's not a necessity. Beer is not a necessity. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the only thing is a reseller that keeps you sane.
And the reseller that tells me that beer is not a necessity, you're lying. You're just a liar.
You're just
a lying liar. No, but seriously, I mean, for me, I agree with you. I've got a lot of stuff sitting here, you know, and I paid cash for everything. You know, I don't owe a penny on any of it. And all I have to do is, the only thing I have to rely on is that it's going to sell. And I know it's going to sell, you know, as soon as it goes in, you know. All right, so here's my latest FBA shipment right over there.
All right, I got to go talk to the little boy about.
I'm all by myself. Who knows that song? Somebody knows that song. No, but seriously, this, I mean, I've got my little FBA shipment over here. There it is. Yeah, there it is. You can see the pile and the little trail in between. When I work on an FBA shipment, that's it. It's right here next to my desk. You know, it just, the pile grows until it gets too big and I have to make it go away. And then I just click that submit button and I throw everything in the box that needs to go in, and it goes into FBA land and it sells eventually. But I mean, it.
But you know, the thing is, I know that if, and this is where I see so many people make their mistake. Oh God, we're gonna go down this road. Keep your eBay account. Your defects on eBay are number one. Your Amazon account, your ODR there, as well as your feedback, as well as your complaints, your A to Z claims, which all feed into your ODR. That's number one, because if you don't have that, you don't have anything. And I could tomorrow not buy another thing. And it's like you were talking about today, pick up cords when they're cheap, because you always need them for little things. I mean, like, I've got a box in the basement that's full of like Dell laptop chargers, just random ones I picked up over the years because they were a shitty design. And
let's clarify cheap. By cheap, I meant free or almost free.
Free's good too, but like $1 a piece or whatever. You know,
okay, so if you saw a box of stuff at a garage sale full of like our coax cables and laptop cables and all this other shit, you're not gonna pay $1 each for them. You're gonna be like, how about $1 for the whole box, right?
If I saw a lot of like the boxes, like you know, the Dell, shit, where'd that go? Like here we go. You know, if there was a lot of this kind of crap in there that was like an HP, like a printer, but they're like Dell laptop chargers, crap like that. If I saw a lot of that kind of stuff in there, then I might give $10 if there are 20 or so of them in there, because I know I can get $14.99 a piece, including shipping, all day long. They cost nothing to mail. You throw them in a bubble mailer. But my point is, I've got boxes of that crap around here. If I got in a financial crunch and I don't rely on credit, so I don't have anything to back me up, you know, if the car breaks down tomorrow, it's on me. It's on cash. And some people go, oh my God, that'd make me nervous. No, it doesn't really make me nervous, because I know that all I have to do is reach into some of these boxes over there or in the basement or in the garage. All I have to do is work.
You just have to do 20 more listings.
All it takes me to do it is listing. And I could make, I mean, we've done this before when we were down, you know, really, really tight. And I was like, Tristan, I don't want to dig into checking whatever. And she's like, get on eBay. And I've done this before on like the 29th of the month when there was 31 days. And I have listed my ass off on eBay and pulled out that $800 worth of rent. You know, I could have pulled out checking, but I didn't want to do it because I need that buffer for emergencies. And I've come up with $800 and pulled it off the PayPal card in 2 days. I mean, it can be done. You just got to price your stuff competitively. And some people will be like, oh, you're undercutting the price. You're killing the market. It's the race to the bottom, whatever. No, I'm getting whatever I need to. I only paid $1 for the damn thing. If I sell that cord for $17.99 free shipping after fees, everything else, I still make $13. I turned $1 into $13. You can't do that on the stock market.
That is how I look at it. You know, I mean, it's
still an incredible. Quit looking at how much you make. I think some people look at how much they make. You know, look at the profit margin.
Right.
If you look at the profit margin and you realize, hey, if I can replicate that 10 more times with 10 more chargers, that $13 profit, that's $130. You know, wow, that's my power bill that's overdue, or my cable bill that's overdue, or they're going to shut my internet off. That's that bill that's overdue, or the car's about to get repoed. I mean, that's that bill that's overdue. I mean, you can do it, but I see so many people that just, you know, Chad and I were talking the other day, and you know, I haven't been on a lot of shows lately, and honestly, the main reason is because I've been out of town. I've been out of town for the last 2 weeks. But about a month and a half ago, I realized I needed to cut back on shows. And, you know, I love the Picker's Church. That's where my heart is. I love Profit Talk. I get on Paul's show, and Paul and I talked about this before we came online. I get on Paul's show when, honestly, my routine in the morning, I wake up, I roll over, my phone's charging because I'm obsessive about that on the nightstand. And I click the little button to see how many eBay notifications there are, because I have push notifications turned off for everything except for eBay. That's it. And I look at all those, and then I click on my email, and it'll show Amazon has shipped the item you sold for your FBA stuff. I'm like, ooh, ship that. That's money in my account. Ship that. Respond to offers, whatever. And then I'll open Facebook Messenger. And I don't talk to a whole lot of people. And usually, like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, Paul will be there. I'm like, oh shit, today's whatever day, you know, oh shit, he sent that 45 minutes ago, I'm late. So I'll open up YouTube, I'll see who's on there, see if he's got a full crew, doesn't need me, whatever. And that's my thing. I get on the morning show in the morning, and that helps me get going. And for those of you that watch Paul's show in the morning, the Reseller Wake Up, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, which I'm sure everybody in the audience is, but you know, that helps me get up. Even if I wander in here with one eye open and, you know, coffee in the other hand, it helps me get up. It helps me get in the resale mind. But the rest, what I realized was so much of my time was spent doing a lot of shows and doing a lot of stuff. And I watch all these resellers. They're like, gosh, I can't make any money, whatever else. and then you click on their feed on Facebook, and it says they played, I don't even know what the name is, Farmville, and you scroll down through their profile, and it's like 57 posts of Farmville, and I'm like, I don't know how long that takes to get one Farmville, but to me, that's 57 items you could have listed. I don't want to hear about how your shit's not selling. I mean, unless you're just totally out of items, but even then, you should be out doing something, tweaking your store, buying more stuff if you've got the money. And it's about time management. And I realized a couple of months ago, my time management sucked. It just honestly sucked. I was horrible about it.
Like for me personally, as far as my time management goes, I kind of feel like it sucks too. 3 days a week, I'm doing a show. As soon as I wake up in the morning. If I wake up at 3 in the morning, then I'm like, what do I do until I start my show? I don't even know. And then I can't go back to sleep. I'm awake. And if I wake up at 6, then it's like, oh, I got to roll out of bed. I got to jump in the shower. I got to do my show real quick. And then I've got jiu-jitsu like within an hour. And then on my way home from jiu-jitsu, I always have to source because I've got like 3 really good thrift stores between my gym and my house. And then how did we hijack? How do we hijack the show? We know Danica's username and password, okay?
Danica loved me enough that she gave me the password a long time ago. And I was like trying to find a cohort, and I was like, Paul, do you want to do it? And he's like, let's do it.
I was drunk enough.
Danica, if you're watching, I gave Paul the password. So that's
I don't think we've actually, I think that the information that we've been giving out has defied our drunkenness. Like, there's no way that anybody could accuse us of being as drunk as we are, judging by the amount of information and content that we've provided tonight. I mean, I really think that we've nailed it.
Okay, so Scott Bama Z-Man, my buddy Scott, said Amazon shipped emails drive me insane, had to turn them off. I do not turn them off, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I am so you sold 526 items last 7 days. That's fine. But I'll tell you why. That's awesome, actually. But I'll tell you why I don't turn them off. Because I am constantly watching what's in pending with my FBA orders. And I'm like, ooh, sold that. Ooh, sold that. Ooh, that one sold. Ooh, that one. And if I don't see that, because I'm kind of like Rain Man when it comes to my brain, if I don't see that come through my radar on my email in the next 48 hours or so, then I know kind of that item, their payment didn't go through and it went back to pending.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing with me. I'm not doing that much Amazon right now, but then I know that it went back to pending, and I know that the sale didn't go through, and I might need to adjust the price or whatever. So
I feel like the people that are worried about their sale going through are the ones that are worrying about making sales in the first place. The ones like for me, I don't really care, I mean, I'm doing enough sales that it doesn't really matter if one sale doesn't go through for one reason or another.
No,
if I get a return,
because I have some private label type items that when they do go through, I'm like, ooh, sold another one of those. Ooh, sold another one of those. And I'm kind of keeping a mental count then, and I know kind of where my inventory is, if that makes sense. Plus, I'll be honest with my email, I don't sign up for anything. So the only thing that comes through my email is eBay and Amazon. I don't get, Pinterest wants to show you this, Facebook wants to show you that. Walmart has this deal right now. Like if I sign up for a website, I immediately click on do not notify me of anything.
Yeah. So
the only thing I get that comes through is eBay and Amazon. And the occasional personal one. But I mean, even with personal ones, I don't give out that many. I don't give it out to that many people, so I don't really get personal ones. So I know if I get an email that it's something business related. If that makes sense. I don't do a whole lot of personal email. Screw that. You can text me or call me. You want to get a hold of
Call me or text me. Call me. Call me. If you know me, call me. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
But just I hate talking to people on the phone unless you're like my dad or something. You know, if you're like a family member, I have no problem. It's so weird. You know, if I see a number that I know, it's like, oh, sweet, my brother's calling me. You know, but when it's somebody's like, I don't even know that number. I'll wait for the voicemail. But if it's somebody important, it's like, wait. Oh, sorry. Hey, what's up, dude? My bad. You know?
Okay, so as long as we're halfway controversial tonight, Jay Daniel, if you're in the audience, you have sent me 6 friend requests in the last 48 hours alone, probably 15 over the last 3 months. You used to have a for sale sign as your profile picture on Facebook. I don't know who you are. I'm not going to accept your friend request. So if you're out there, he's got 55 mutual friends, which means that a lot of you in the audience, I don't know who this guy is.
I'm probably one of them. It's like, oh, hey, I've got 55 mutual friends with this guy.
55 mutual. I mean, seriously, dude, your account kind of looks like a troll account. I'm going to totally admit it. It's nothing but, okay, John Chartier is a friend, Brian, Ronnie, Jake, Adam, Chris Carone, Paul Gumerson, there you go, Elena.
I knew I remembered that guy.
Louis the Seller, K. John Dugan, I know him from the Green Room, Chris Maynard, Kevin Buccio, Larry, Steve Rakin. I mean, it's like, seriously. And when you look at his page, it's like all his eBay posting things. I mean, dude, I'm gonna keep clicking deny request until you decide to quit looking like a troll.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. Just show up in some groups somewhere or something. Be like a real person. So there you go. I just called somebody out. That was real good with Danica. And then when you click on it and you go like groups, it doesn't even show any groups that we have in common. So who are you, Jay? Are you in the audience? Delete request. There you go again, buddy.
Who are you, Jay?
Periscope. No, I have Periscope, but yeah.
Talking about Periscope. Who's talking about Periscope?
Yes, Angie, I do not get notifications. Here, you want to see my Periscope? We'll go to it right now.
My Periscope is resale running. Just saying.
If I click on it right now, apparently I missed one from C-SPAN. Follow C-SPAN. Oh, it's featured. Some other dude that I don't know who the hell that is. Rake and Profit did one 8 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 11 hours ago, and Chris Green did one 23 hours ago. So yeah, unfortunately I missed the live Periscopes. But you know, I mean, as much as I like it, it's just another app to take up time in my day. Like if my phone was going woo-hoo, or whatever the whistle supposedly it makes or whatever.
Right.
I heard, you know, if it was doing that, I wouldn't get anything done because I would be like, oh my God, what's Paul doing? Paul's my buddy and I want to see it, whatever. And as much as I like Paul, I need to be listing crap.
Hey, Dusty, you have my permission to wait until the end of your day to check on everything that I've done throughout my entire day all at once and then comment all at once.
I mean, if you go to my Facebook homepage, I have notifications turned off for every single person. If you're my friend on Facebook, I do not have your notifications on. So if you take a good healthy dump in the morning, you eat some oatmeal, you do whatever, I'm not going to know about it because I haven't turned off.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have to message me and say, hey, check out what I did. Go check out my wall because it's just I'm too prone to distractions. The only notifications I get are from 1500 Room because I'm a huge part of that. Reseller Wake Up because no offense, but nothing really happens there except once a day. I mean, it's the truth. And
that's what I like about it.
and I don't have, and Profit Talk is turned on because nothing happens there but about once a week. You know, I'm a member of a couple other Ronnie's group, Chad's Golden Finger Picker group. Both of those are turned off. I couldn't tell you what happened there last month because, sorry, Chad and Ronnie, I haven't checked them in a month. and notifications are turned off because I don't know. We just live in a freaking society where everybody is glued to their damn phone every second.
Social media is everything. Remember that
my
when you're thinking about everything, social media is everything, guys. It's very important. I mean, just being the guy that you
it is
every day.
everything, or it isn't everything.
It is. It's everything. I mean, you can,
but not in a good way.
No, not in a good way. I mean, like, I can't create a eBay account based on selling to my social media people unless I have 10 million subscribers on YouTube.
Well, and hang on, I'm gonna refresh this page because it's like blinking black. Give me.
So, I mean, social media is very important. It is, but it's. I mean, you got to have a connection with the person that you're listening to. You've got to really appreciate what Dusty really screwed me here. I'm wait, he's coming. He's coming. And he's not in here. Oh, that's so horrible. I mean, technically we're, 30 minutes over how long we were supposed to be over in the first place. We started an hour late anyway, so.
It tried to give me an error when I came back in. It was like Google plugin has experienced whatever.
And you were like, screw that, refresh.
It's like Paul that week where he had to talk to himself for an entire week and look like a crazy dude.
What? What?
It's crazy, not.
Dude. That was the best week of the reseller wake up ever. What do you mean I looked like a crazy dude?
And it's nothing against, like the R show last night was about Twitter, and Chris, I love you, buddy. It was about Twitter, and it was about, social media and all that. I just don't feel like for my business. I mean, maybe I have yet to see, and I've said this before, I have yet to see anybody come in, and maybe I need to go back and watch Chris's episode, so I apologize, buddy, if I'm wrong, but I have yet to see anybody come along and go, I was doing $1,000 a week on eBay until I started cross-posting everything to Twitter, Etsy, Pinterest, Facebook, and then all of a sudden my sales went up to $3,000 a month. I haven't seen that yet. No. And to me, it just seems like a giant effort. And I don't care if there's a program out there that'll do it for you, whatever. It just seems like a giant, for me, I know it would be a giant distraction when I know I can make the money I'm making because I know what I'm doing. People are going to go to eBay. They're going to look for my item. And somebody and I were talking about that yesterday. And they're like, it's like the whole thing where Google suppressed all of eBay's search stuff because they knew that eBay was trying to game the system. And that was Project, I don't remember, it was a Project Cheetah or some shit, like a year ago, and everybody that was advertising that had their items on eBay, they were no longer showing up in Google results. And that has now been ongoing for a year, and supposedly they're back in, whatever. And I was like, but here's the deal. You can go in to your dashboard on eBay, you can tell where your page views are coming from. And if you look at that, typically not a whole lot of them are coming from Google. If I want to sell that scanner that I sold a minute ago, that probably most likely didn't come from Google. It came from somebody that was already on eBay and searching on eBay. No. I'm more worried about Cassini and how I show up in that search. I'm not worried about whether or not somebody found me through Twitter. I mean, if there's somebody out there, seriously, Alabama Dusty on Facebook, message me, show me your results, call me wrong. Because honestly, I just don't see it. I have yet to meet a person that goes, oh my God, I'm making so much more money. I'm making $500 more a week, and I'm only putting in 3 hours a week. I mean, if you tell me you're making $100 more a week and you're putting in 5 hours a week doing it, that's not worth it to me. I mean, I hate to say it, $20 an hour, I can make more than that listing crap that I have laying around here on eBay.
Right.
It's just, it's not being mean. It's just, And I know it
It's the
sounds really
truth, man. There's
elitist and awful. I just don't see the value in it.
yeah. Well, I think we need to wrap this up. I mean, I kind of
Probably pissed off too many more people.
no, I don't think we're making anybody mad. I don't think we're pissing anybody off. I think that I'm just kind of tired and I just want to go to bed because I've been up since 5 in the morning. I mean, it's pretty late now, but anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I don't think I have to say Bitcoin because I'm on Danica's channel, but I'll say Bitcoin anyway. Bitcoin.
But please make sure you go into Profit Talk and make a comment on the Facebook page about how awesome it was.
No. Don't talk about how awesome it was. Talk about how much you missed Danica and Deb and how much you wish that they didn't need us to, well, they didn't need us to do anything. I mean, we kind of totally jacked this stuff on our own, but that was totally you, Dusty, but.
Look, Amazon.com has shipped the item you sold. Sorry.
But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Go check out Profit Talk on Facebook and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. That's very important.
And don't forget Reseller Wake Up on Wednesday morning.
Yeah, you can check that out too if you want. But anyway, thanks everybody.
I'm always late.
Something or other, but morning. Yeah, that show. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bitcoin.